Alright folks, it's time to brew another beer here. We're doing a RYE IPA. We got 10 pounds of Pilsner, 2 pounds of Vienna malt, 2 pounds of rye malt, 12 ounces of Crystal 60L, and 8 ounces of Flaked Barley. Then we got an ounce of Tettnanger hops and 2 ounces of Chinook hops and Safe Ale US05 yeast. It's pretty frickin' cold outside, so rather than setting up all my equipment outside and doing all the work outside, I'm gonna do my mashing and sparging indoors today, and then we'll take the wort outside to do the full boil. So I've got my multiple pots here to get my 5.5 gallons of water up to temperature. Alright, so the recipe calls for 166.5 degrees mash water. I've gone over a little bit doing some stuff, so just going to dump it in the mash tun and let it cool down before we add our grain. Now the grain will drop that temperature a few degrees. Ten pounds of 2-row Pilsner. Got to mix it really good and make sure there's no dough balls or anything stuck together. So that grain addition dropped it down to 163. Our target is 156 for an hour. So hopefully with the rest of the grain addition, it should get it right down to almost perfect. It looks like Chex Mix. Flaked Barley. Breakfast of Champions. $157. It's almost perfect. Stir it a little bit more, and then we'll let this sit for an hour. In the meantime, we'll get our sparge water ready. Alright, it's been just about an hour, maybe 50 minutes, and we're going to start sparging with 168 to 170 degree water. So we just poured about 170-degree water in there. That'll heat up the grain and make all those sugars in there. It'll increase the viscosity, I guess, which will allow the sugars to be rinsed off. So I like to give it a stir and then give it about a minute or so to settle down, and then I'll open up the ball valve and let it start running out. Normally you pour in a single batch sparge, normally you pour all the water in at once, but I'm limited by my 10-gallon cooler. So we'll get it running and then add the rest of the water when it's about halfway down. Looks like a nice color. That is one disgusting creature. Alright, so we got a boil going. A little bit of a hot break spilling over there. Now we'll do our first 90-minute hop edition of Tettnanger hops. Alright, it's been 30 minutes and now we're going to do a full ounce of Chinook hops. "30 minutes left in the boil. We're going to put a ½ ounce of Chinook. That should do it. And we'll do the last ½ ounce at 5 minutes. Alright, we got 5 minutes left. We're going to do our last hop addition, ½ ounce of Chinook, and then we're going to turn the flames out and get the Wort cooler going in there. Alright, so it's been 90 minutes. Turn the flames out. Then we'll remove our hops. It's a lot of hops in there. And check it with the high-tech measuring tool here. So yeah, that's my 5.5 gallon, that's my 5 gallon mark. So it's a little under 5.5 gallons, but that should be alright. Maybe 5.25. And now you put your wort chiller in there. And we'll cool it to about 70 degrees. So while the wort's cooling, we're going to sanitize our carboy here. I've put just a dribble of Star San in there, and I just fill it up maybe 1/4 of the way with water, and then I'll shake it real good. Alright, so we're down just under 80 degrees. Gonna start transferring to the carboy. And while we're at it here, we'll grab a sample for the hydro test. Alright, so we got all our wort into the carboy here. Now we're just going to shake it for about 45 seconds to aerate the wort. This shit's heavy. Alright, once you've shaken the wort for about 45 seconds, you can pitch your yeast. I'm using 1 packet of Safe Ale US-05. It's American ale yeast. Alright folks, it's been about 24 hours or so. It's bubbling away pretty good there.